in Zatai in the top lane because they just have so many picks that they can play.
I mean, you can compare them against each other.
Yeah, and then they'll be pretty close as it turns out.
Xiaogu showed their hand, though, in terms of, like, the one thing that I think Xiaogu can do is not ban Yasuo. But they've already shown that they'll usually pick the Nautilus into it, and Rookie won that lane. So it's a very difficult predicament to find yourself in here, Xiaogu. And Invictus Gaming can honestly just target ban whatever they want.
Yep, and then Azira's more of a standard ban. Fiora out for Xiaogu, but Fizz much more of a targeted ban against V, actually, whose Fizz was relatively impressive yesterday on the first day of qualifiers. I guess the other thing to remember as well is that in general, jungle pressure's certainly been there for Qiao. Swift is a very strong jungler, but when he doesn't get a grip on the enemy jungle or some point of the map, it just feels like IG's kind of more refined and more rounded style of play. It's just good against that, and there's the GP ban.
Yeah, and it talks about Xiaogu's style. You know, in these past few weeks, the pack half of the LPL this split, Doinb has been the lifeblood, and whenever that's not the chance, when Doinb can't be the heartbeat of Xiaogu, it falls to Swift. And with that Nidalee banned away, and of course those 2 target bans for Doinb, you can see IG have got that prepared.
Like, if they don't ban Kalista, it'll be picked, but if they don't ban Riven, then they're risking Zatai. This is just the most horrendous position to be in for Xiaogu.
It's like you're working out one of those impossible math problems, like, but it can't be 7 because of the derivative.
Well, it's not 7, it's Twisted Fate. Actually, another ban. That's twice now Rookie said that champion taken away from him.
It's the one ban I don't like.
So the only question is, what do IG want as first pick? Because they only get one of these 10 champions that they could possibly take away.
I wouldn't be surprised if they just go for Elise.
Yeah.
So they've banned Nidalee themselves, and this is what they were looking at doing. Skarner or Elise, both very good options for them, and takes...
Lulu is open for Rookie.
Yeah.
Oh, and the Kalista.
There's literally too many champions open. There is Kalista first pick.
Well, but now this is Xiaogu's time to strike back, you know. We talked about the Victor, we talked about the Lulu.
And now Alistar.
Rusty's shaking his head. He can't figure this out.
I mean, QG's drafting has been solid, but not nearly on the levels of... I think IG have had the best drafting in this regional qualifier. So you have to think they've got a good plan here, picking that Kalista up, and Xiaogu have to decide, what do we really value here? I mean, again, so much open, but it just feels like QG are much more limited than IG.
Why would you ban Twisted Fate when there is a Kalista that they can be freely picked? There is one thing that I said at the start of this series, is Kid is impactful, but he's not scary. When he gets Kalista, he's the scariest man on the map.
Well, he now has Kalista.
Yeah. Well,
unless Rookie's Mink Kalista is coming out again.
But you've also got the Victor open. You've also got the Riven open.
I'm not taking either of them.
If you put Rookie back on Victor and Zatai back on Riven, I think Xiaogu are trying to build the Nightmare team comp for their enemy team.
Well, maybe. They've got Alistar
Gragas have a
choice as their first 2 picks. They certainly do have choices, but right now they're going to stick to very basic stuff here, making sure they take the support and jungler early. Again, Swift, a fine jungler, perfectly good Gragas player, but Elisa's open, Skarner's open. I wouldn't have minded to see a bit more of a high-impact jungler. So and that's Gragas I'm talking about.
The good thing about this draft that's happening right now is Xiaogu, they didn't go for the champion like Victor, because if they can force Rookie onto Victor, they're taking him off Yasuo, right? And that wasn't a ban because they physically could not ban that many champions. So to get him on a control mage is actually safer than it otherwise would be on an Echo or a Yasuo.
Because he's not diving your back line.
Mostly because Doin being laning phase actually really struggles against when Rookie plays Assassins.
Well, there's Skarner and Victor once again. They're going to deny that away from Doinb and take the strong jungler here in for Qiao. What does Xiaogu respond with? They picked very broadly, I feel like, in the first 2 picks. It opened up a lot of options for themselves here. They've seen now a bit more of what IG are bringing to the table. Doinb. Just flash in the Yasuo.
Does he play it?
I don't know.
That would actually be fantastic if he could show that he could play this, and this now becomes a counter pick option. Xiaogu could change things up a little bit as they look for their mid lane and AD carry right now.
The best way to deal with a Kalista is just go Graves Annie. And just destroy them. It's the best.
Well, they got Lucian. They got Alistar already, so I don't think they can take Annie. But still, I like the aggressive AD carry idea. And there's Kog'Maw. There's Xiaogu.
And then there's Kog'Maw.
Playing with us a little bit. There's Kog'Maw, actually. And they're going to get off the Yasuo. I think Doinb is just playing a couple mind games. But they'll pick up the Lulu. Again, it is a flex pick. We'll see what QG want to do with it. His kid's going to have some fun as well.
V didn't have a lot of fun with that last game.
Certainly
I would
not.
be astonished if he were to take it once again into the top lane.
Yeah.
I love kids just mucking around. I think IG are having some fun. Playing mind games with their hovers here. 40 seconds left. We'll see what they actually want to take away.
There's, I guess, like, Riven's perfectly fine. It's going to be a blind pick, though, which is the big concern for Zatai right now. He doesn't know what he's going to be up against. V's shown that he can play Fizz. It's actually banned away. He's shown that he can play a lot of champions. And blind picking Riven maybe not going to work too well for him.
Well, pocket Darius.
After last game, I'd be confidently blind picking anything I wanted if I was Zatai.
Well, he does like to play carries recently. 10 seconds now for Invictus Gaming to make these choices.
Ooh, I like the Gnar.
Well, 5 seconds left. We'll see if that's what they actually want to go for. They've got Nautilus support being hovered right now as well. They're going to go back to an old kind of team comp here with Skarner, I guess, as the new hotness. And there it is. Nautilus as their final 2 picks.
Yeah, an aggressive bot lane, of course. Nautilus, uncleansable amounts of CC. It locks down a target 100% of the time, and that allows the rest of the team. It allows Zatai on that Gnar to follow it up, use that Mega Gnar ultimate. Rookie to put down all of his damage, just drop the pain. And Lulu and Kog'Maw, whichever one is selected, generally going to have a bad time. So this is why it's a great comp.
And even a step further than that, Gnar is still a lane bully. Zatai can still be aggressive with this pick. And yes, V could have the counter pick right here. I mean, he could potentially take the Lulu into it, but this is now V's opportunity to say, all right, we've got to deal with the Gnar. We've got to deal with the Victor. We've got to deal with the Kalista.
I love that Nautilus is also like a denial pick from Shaka.
Yeah.
Just a roundabout way.
Yeah. No Nautilus
It's
today,
absurd.
Doinby. Just in case he was thinking about it. What's the last pick going to be? Is it honestly V's Maokai?
It should be.
It is.
Really
It
should be.
could be tricky into the Gnar, but a solid pick. It's so funny to see Fioras and Dariuses and Rivens all weekend long. And Maokai and Gnar are actually going to come in for out to play for game 2.
Yeah, but this is Xiaogu going back to the team comp that has been tried and true for them. You've got Doinby on the support style mid laner, TNT on the late game hyper carry, AD carry. Xiaogu are playing for the 45-minute team fight.
And I think after last game, I can't blame them. IG's early pressure clearly outfoxed them there with Qiao's strong jungling. So, you know, play it safe, keep the lead thin, preferably even, or a little bit better if you can find some picks here and there, and then just win those mid to late game fights. I think Xiaogu, we talked about it, they often have one plan, and they're going to execute it the good old-fashioned way this time.
I actually feel like they've got the comp to execute it to perfection. Of course, Maokai, the pick into Kalista generally to lock her down, ensure the rest of your team can follow that one up. They've got a... It's kind of like a protect the Kog'Maw style of comp. They've just got a lot of overbearingly large tanks opposed to a lot of protection and the Lulu to boot. So Xiaogu, they've got the makings of a very strong team. Their team fighting is going to be fantastic. It's about if they can get there or if they get picked before it.
Well, here are our matchups. It's going to run through them. IG Zatai in the top lane with Gnar versus V's Maokai, not Hecarim. Almost said Hecarim, given how much he's played it. And then Qiao, Skarner once again, and Swift again. Also on Gragas once more.
Yeah, back to the mid lane. Rookie once again on Victor. MVP worthy in game number 1. This time he's taking it into Doinby's Lulu, who should have a bit of an easier time. But there it is, the purple-haired guy that needs to get this win for Xiaogu. It's going to be TNT.
There's Kids Kalista, so it could be a hard ask there. And Kitties, I like the lockdown. Nautilus almost again is another denial. So Kalista's a bit safer, but TCT on the big playmaking Alistar, he's shown up big on the champion during the regional qualifiers, but QG need to win this one, get the playing field a bit more back to even.
Certainly do. It's a big ask, but I think this team comp's pretty good for
Well,
them.
we'll see if Xiaogu can start things off right. We're going to get onto the riff for game number 2. And here we are, TNT, TCT, and all their friends move down. See if they can get some early vision going on. And it's classic Xiaogu now. In fact, both teams are regressing a bit back into earlier in the summer season. Tanks are back in the top lane somehow. I'm pretty sure we're still playing on 5.16, but we'll have to see how things develop. As teams just going to spread out and get those neutral early wards down.
Yeah, a lot of standard starting here, and we'll see if it indicates any type of lane swap. The Kog'Maw generally wants to go into a 1v0 lane. The Alistar loves to be unlocked, but from what we're looking at so far, they're posturing for a standard start.
They certainly are. I think the big concern, though, is we talked about Xiaogu as a team. If they want to go into Worlds, they're going to need to show that they can adapt, that they have more than one style. They're already in game number 2 in this crutch match for them. They're going back to what they know works. We've got to be able to see them grow and adapt if they want to compete on the world stage. So if they manage to take this win, I'm looking forward to see how they'll continue to move it forward if in game number 3. But if they lose this in game number 2, then I'm definitely concerned.
Well, a lot to be concerned about if you're a Xiaogu fan after game 1, but still plenty of games left to play here. Best of 5, don't forget.
This
only 1 up for IG. And I do like that QG are going back just because play safe. As it turns out, world stage certainly one thing, but you got to get there first. And doing that requires you to beat IG in a best of 5. So at least keep it simple for the first game here. We do have pretty standard starts. The top lane is going to help out. Zatai's actually level 2 already. And V actually going to get to lane early. Zatai's helping Qiao out a little bit more, but we will have standard lanes for the first time in the series.
Yeah, with knowledge of standard lanes, so they actually intentionally give the level 2 to Zatai so that he can go up there and be that extra lane bully than he otherwise would have been. Having the range advantage in a matchup like this, very favorable for the Nah. We'll see if he can get it done or if V can keep his way through.
Well, this was to be expected, that Zatai would be a bully. And, you know, V now, he does have the opportunity to catch up in experience because he is pushing the wave just a little bit. So we'll see how Zatai continues to put pressure on this lane, or, as you said, if V can keep pace with this Gnar.
Certainly looking for Swift in particular to perhaps have a more early game impact. Rookie and Doinby going to match up once more, but the Victor lasers always a problem, as that was a very slick clear lance dodge from Rookie.
Slick dodge or a mistake.
Maybe a mistake from Doinby, but worked out for Rookie, who's just hammering Doinby again.
Yeah, Doinby's using his shield for the most part in offensive manner. That was the first time we've seen him use it defensively, so looking to consistently trade. He has the teleport advantage again. Keep that in mind. If he wants to recall, get a second Goran's ring and try and win his lane, very assassin-esque in that respect, then he's entirely able to do so, whereas Rookie has the cleanse. Cannot get back to lane as simple.
But take a look at Kitties and Qiao. They're going to notice that Doinby's shoving forward. He retreats and plays defensively, and the 3-man dive doesn't quite happen as Qiao and Kitties clear out Sky.
Actually get some extra gold. Qiao pretty fast through the jungle. I think one thing to note about Qiao as a player is just watch how quickly he clears, especially on fast junglers, because he will often just power farm through the jungle and get an edge that way. He can be an aggressive ganker. I think Swift arguably has the edge there as far as levels of aggression go. But Qiao will always try and find an advantage, and sometimes it's just through power farming, which Skarner can do quite well.
Definitely can. This is an aggressive decision right now from Xiaogu. V's already low, but Swift is here. And he's almost Mega now.
Oh.
There's the teleport.
Yeah, Doinby going to come in as well. The Zatai going to get knocked back. That's a very clean dive. The Q is good, and Doinby gets himself first blood.
That was genuinely played well. I forgot about the middle lane teleport. They make their way in and get exactly what they were looking for. The level 4 Lulu Glitter Lance was enough to secure the kill, and only barely, but they get it done.
Yeah, TNT going to take a few tags from Kitties as Kid looks to put some aggression on, and this is IG playing the lanes that they're used to. Kid and Kitties taking those aggressive bottom lanes into the squishy Kog'Maw and Alistar.
Well,
a minor advantage for now, and he actually is forcing them to back up just a bit.
yeah, actually pretty far back. I think taking the Grump right now, so going to have to do a bit of jungling as Kid and Kitties are able to play nice and aggressively. Checking in with the mid lane real quick. Doinby with that first kill gets a quick blasting wand, which might help him out there in the lane, but X-Score Mark 1 is already done for Rookie, so he's going to have the death ray upgraded.
Lulu's one of those awesome champions where ability power is also a defensive stat. So plays very heavily into Doinby's hands. Has the second Doran's ring as well for a bit of extra sustain in terms of mana pool. Should be quite content in that lane. Instead, it's actually looking threatening towards the top side again with Swift. Just dives Zatai. It's the answer to not letting him carry, apparently.
Oh, but Zatai puts down a timely trinket into the Tribe Rush. He'll spot out Doinby. Don't know if he'll be able to escape in time as the wave breaks under the turret, but with 2 members there, they decide to let Zatai live for now.
Yeah, they can't see him directly, but they know he's missing. So
they saw a ward where Doinby's walking now, spotted them walking up the river.
Oh yeah,
and that was why Zatai warded in that bush. So they just played back.
Well, good work there from Zatai. Good strong map awareness there from IG as again. I continue just to lane out nicely, and it's 24 to 13 CS in the jungle right now. As the rookie, as soon as Doinby returns, you can tell why he wanted to leave in gank, because the rookie now level 6, able to play nice and forward.
Yeah, very standard laning it seems from Rookie and Doinby, is that Rookie just innately finds advantages, but Doinby wants nothing to do with it, almost throwing back to the earlier weeks of Xiaogu in the LPL, where he would just push the wave, or at least attempt to, and then roam. And it's working for him so far. He's got himself a kill, but Rookie's starting to get carried away.
Yeah, he definitely is. You can see he's starting to ramp up on that Victor. I think that the big storyline again is that in the last game, Xiaogu lost lanes and then couldn't control the map anywhere near enough. So when they started getting to those late game team fights, they were just too far behind. But this time around, they're proactive. They've got their lanes balancing out nice and evenly, and they're keeping pace with IG.
They are, but the response is really strong from IG, because again, Qiao, it's so interesting to watch him play, especially recently. He's just not nearly as aggressive as he used to be, because he doesn't need to be. He just moves around. It's part of the reason Rek'Sai was such a good champion for him. He's honestly, a lot of the time, and I say this in the nicest possible way, the world's best surveillance system. He will just make sure he knows where everyone else is, so his strong laners, Rookie and Zatai, can just comfortably play their 1v1.
Yeah, no, I completely agree. He's a CCTV bot.
Yeah, he is. He's like really good at what he does. But in the early game, Qiao just farms and that's about it. He gets knowledge.
That's also a stylistic thing, right? Is that he doesn't need to do it in this game in particular, because Swift is the big carry. And it's similar to the way he plays against EDG, which is why you're seeing this stylistic change in Rookie. Qiao, sorry, is that he is adapting to who he's against. If he needs to carry, he'll go that big Nidalee champion, will keep the jungler locked down. He doesn't gank the lanes. And that's exactly what he's doing right now. He's hard farming. He's keeping vision of Swift, not letting Swift gank. And that is indirectly winning the game because his laners are winning.
Well, gold's even right now, but just strong play from IG all weekend long. It's nice to see them, I'm not going to say find a true identity, but just to note how impressive and how flexible their play has been. As Zatai, quick null magic mantle does hit Meganar, probably going to go for that quick Hex Drinker.
Keep an eye on that build path for now as we're 9 minutes in. Slow pace outside of that dive on the top side and lots of deep vision from that surveillance system. Qiao getting 2 forward wards on the red side and a forward pink on the blue side of Xiaogu's jungle.
The other thing to note is this bottom lane. Rusty said it already, but Kid and Kitty's actually having a very nice time in this lane. Cogmore can be tricky to navigate, but Kid right now just having fun, and that does allow, again, more of that vision to open up. IG have been very strong around the Dragon in particular in the LPL regional qualifiers, so expect them to look for that maybe, honestly, the next minute or two, very quickly around that 10-minute mark.
Definitely a point worth considering. Will they go for it? A lot of their vision, as was mentioned, is very deep. So they'll usually be able to spot Swift if he is anywhere that isn't on the Dragon side in particular. Could be very easy for them to pull the trigger. But Xiaogu, they're holding their own in this bottom lane, so the fact that they are holding their own means that they're pushed into IG's turret, and going for the Dragon is a very obvious feature of what is happening right now. Swift has been there, I'm going to say, for about a minute and a half. He walked away for a second, he just came straight back.
Well, does like to camp brushes from time to time as Qiao just power farming, still 10 CS ahead of Swift as far as jungle matchup goes. Has an early sight turn as well, really reinforcing the fact that this game, IG are more than happy just to play more of that scaling. And yes, the Xiaogu comp is scary in the late game, but IG going to fall towards a nice, strong mid game.
Well, they also have a scary team comp as well, because Rookie's Victor, absolutely horrifying. Late game, Zatai Gnar, an absolute monster. And
they're going.
Looks like there's the action. TNT takes the depth charge. He gets flash, pulled back in, but knocked onto the opposite side. It's complete chaos. TNT goes down. Doinby is able to get in there. They're trying to turn this around. Xiaogu net one, but Rookie obliterates poor Doinby. And that means that Xiaogu are going to back away.
They just got demolished. There is nothing that Xiaogu can do at all. The teleports, 2 of them, came in at pretty much the exact same time. V gets in, uses his spells. Doinby tries to flash after him and just gets incinerated. He no longer existed. He is removed from the map. And this is because he's teleporting, but Rookie's already there.
And it's just, again, a testament to IG and how crisp and refined their players become around the qualifiers. No dragon for either team, so just a couple kills here and there. Going to give IG a relatively slim gold lead of about 500 gold, but we'll move back, we'll spend some money, start pushing, and maybe, again, look for those objectives. And Xiaogu have to think, 2 teleports down, that fight was theirs to win, but Rookie undid all that hard work.
Yeah, he definitely did. He's going to be scaling up pretty terrifying now. Join B, you can see he's got the insurance policy with his Rod of Ages, but Join B with the first recall, upgrades his Hex Core another time, and now adds Boots of Lucidity. Even more damage on a shorter cooldown.
I think insurance policy is the best way to look at it. That is what Doinbe's teleport is right now for him. The Rookie is winning lane, the Rookie is walking elsewhere. His insurance policy is to have a teleport to at least match it. And that is a sign that he's not going to win lane. And he's forfeiting it.
He might even be getting scarnered as Qiao has almost got his ulti back up. Doesn't quite go for it yet. It's nice to see Qiao getting a bit more aggressive as well. Trying to realize that he can pick on these lanes, that Rookie is quite strong, and Qiao will almost always play to his top side of the map, especially that mid lane. And look, it's a tie. Keeping up there with V, or I mean, probably V keeping up with him more accurately. But again, IG are happy to farm things out. They know they're only getting stronger. Kalista's moving towards that blade. Rookie having another great lane here against Dornby with a CS and a level lead. And it's just been harder and harder for QG, even in standard lanes this time, not the lane swap, to really find traction in the early game against Invictus.
It's just not prioritizing the right champions for Xiaogu as well. Is they give over the Kalista as the first pick, and that has to happen because it's first pick. But their response was neither Skarner nor Victor. And now Invictus Gaming are rocking all 3 of those champions, and they're looking fabulous.
Yeah, the draft, again, not quite looking too great, but this is Dragon being started by IG, the first of the game this time around. Going to shred through it so quickly with the damage that Kalista and Skarner do. There goes the Ren Smite. Dragon 1 secure.
Yeah. Qiao actually saves his smite. Might go looking for a buff, but no one to get there as Kid's going to dodge out from that living artillery. Has to be careful. Gets Bilgewater Cutlass, but he'll be okay as the cavalry is arriving in the form of a purple scorpion. TNT will get tagged by the fracture, and they'll back away slowly as Rookie is still hammering Doinby in mid lane.
Yep, dangerous place to be.
This is so
to say the least.
30 CS down already. Rookie is such a good laner. It's so hard to keep pace with that Victor now that the tides have turned and he's able to bully out a Lulu. I can't believe I just said that. Rookie is just a titan. And, I mean, maybe his ward placement are second, but...
That's twice. We've seen that twice in 3 games.
But his skill shots are awesome.
Certainly are. Swift is actually stealing his blue buff, which is not as awesome for Rookie. He will get it, though.
I'm surprised he doesn't contest that. Swift
He doesn't know.
Oh, he's going for the other one. Well, there he goes. Oh, yeah.
If he'd hit the ward, would have been all good. Instead, they'll just trade blue buff. Rookie will actually take away Xiaogu's blue. So just a trade there, but...
Well, the trade favors Invictus Gaming because Doinby doesn't have one.
Yep.
Plain and simple. And he's already losing his lane right now. He's 20-odd CS down. Not in a favorable position. Is at the very least scaling with the Rod of Ages. But you have to raise the question of what can Doinby do at all compared to Rookie, who has shown his prowess on this champion.
I mean, I think it has to be teleport, right? That's the one difference that Doinby actually has. But the last one did not work out. In fact, he basically teleported to his doom because Rookie was already there in the bottom lane.
But this is the build path that he's going now. The needlessly large rod for pure AP. He's not going to be killing you with a Lichbane Sheen proc. He's going to be enabling TNT. Xiaogu are putting all of their eggs in one basket. And that prehistoric little Kog'Maw is going to have one heck of a tough time staying alive.
Just to keep scaling, though. He's checking once again with the lane. CS pretty even, but both of the AD carries working towards that Blade of the Ruin King nice and early on. Tank's getting tankier as a Righteous Glory is completed in the top lane for V as well. And Rookie probably has quite a bit of gold to spend, actually. In fact, goes back, need to see Large Rod amped. So might be looking for a quick Zhonya's, but could be just about anything at this point.
Could be illusion.
Could be illusion.
We know, but Doinby can 100% split push here. The one thing they have besides protecting TNT is a 1-3-1. The 3 members that would be here for Xiaogu don't die anytime soon. They've got an Alistar, a Gragas, and then the Kog'Maw is very long range, can deal with poke quite well. The only big thing lacking might be wave clear, but Kog'Maw's okay at that also. So Xiaogu, they can look to 1-3-1. It's something that they could have done last game as well, but definitely didn't do. So we'll see if they actually change up their strategy a little bit more now.
Quick note as well, they did take the mid lane tower. In fact, it's the only one that's gone down this game, and that was basically Rookie's solo effort. He's now deep warding the red side jungle for Xiaogu here as well. So again, it's been really quiet, honestly, in the first 16.5 minutes of this game. But you just feel like Invictus Gaming have control.
They certainly do. It's just a patient pace that IG are setting. You know, they know that they've got a very scary late game team composition. Ignore the fact that they're playing against a Juggernaut. They can deal with it. They've done worse.
I think it's just dragons as well. IG have shown such proficient dragon control. They are more than happy to wait because it's safer to just wait between dragon spawns and take them. And as I say that, talking about safe play, Qiao goes for the drive-by.
He certainly drove by. He waved as he lost half of his health bar.
More of a scenic rune.
He was at full health.
He was. And Blade of the Ruined King Kog'Maw did quite a bit of work there. Dragon back 155, so team's going to start to get a bit more active now and try and get themselves vision and presence around that objective. But TNT moving Qiao out of that bottom lane after a pretty interesting looking gank attempt. Going to get good damage under that tower, but Kid now returns with his blade and a recurve bow to boot.
This next dragon fight, it's almost like Invictus Gaming learned from their losses.
Yeah.
That they lose to EDG, who were very much so focusing the dragon and Baron control, and that's exactly what they're doing themselves. Qiao playing a control style of jungle, just watching where Swift is, and then working for the objective and taking it immediately. He's got winning lanes. I mean, look at mid lane again. It's really difficult for Lulu to do anything, and Rookie's got complete control.
Yeah, and with those winning lanes, IG put pressure in all 3. Kid and Kitties, keeping TCT and TNT occupied, while Rookie tries to do the same with Doinb and Zatai on the opposite side. With his teleport ready, is just itching to pull the trigger and try to find that target. TNT, be careful, that ward's pretty far forward. There's the depth charge. They're going to flash away from it. Here comes Zatai as he teleports in. Actually, that's going to be Doinb and V joining the fight as well. Xiaogu get there first. They're going to try shredding through the front lines. IG are backing away. V is low. Takes a few turret hits. Kitties goes down, but that still leaves Kid and Rookie, who's finally caught up with the rest of his team. The knockup finds Rookie. If they can kill him, this would be huge, but they have to back away. This is such a tricky situation. Doinb gets pulled to the side. Zatai goes huge with the Gnar Slam. Knock on a Chaos Storm. They're going to take down 3 members, 4 members, 5 members, and a turret. IG, turn up the heat.
That was ridiculous right there. Xiaogu, they have the teleport advantage. They come in first, and it was a lot better for them in this situation. But Rookie arrives. Zatai turns up with that Mega Gnar, and it all just goes downhill from there. Knocked into a wall, and taking the Victor ultimate in one fell swoop, they just get destroyed. 5 members, the Dragon and a turret for their troubles, and Xiaogu, we're gonna see it again. So an interaction with Kitties and Swift, that was really weird, but Swift engages, flashes with the ultimate. V's got low mana now, so it's a really big struggle. And TCT here is desperation, keeping away Zatai on this Mega Gnar, but it's not going to be enough. As Qiao stuns, they try and help him the slightest bit here, and just bam, they lose everything. The tower on the way through as well. The seamless shot calling of Invictus Gaming looks exactly that. It's flawless.
Rookie waited as well. He didn't use his ultimate too early. Knew that Zatai was going to hit Mega Gnar and set it up. And once again, QG teleporting with both of their mid and top laners, only to get wiped effectively by IG. The first time, I think there was a bit of a skirmish at IG1. That time was a full-on ace and a dragon for Invictus Gaming. And just a well-played team fight. And all of a sudden, again, another battle, this time around a dragon rather than for it. And IG shoot up in gold. 4,500 gold up already. And I guess I don't have to complain about Zatai also playing tanks, because he's looking pretty good on the Gnar as well.
Yes, Zatai is playing so excellently. He only had a Hex Drinker and Tier 1 boots before that recall. He's now got a finished Banshee's Veil and Merc Treads. This guy will not take any damage from Doinby V or Swift. The only person he has to worry about is TNT, who went for a Blade of the Ruined King first. So Zatai is totally fine tanking these next few fights. Oh man, this is fantastic. And you know, Xiaogu, they did clean up their laning phase.
Kind of, yeah.
Yeah.
They cleaned it up a bit, but they also put themselves in a hole with drafting at the moment.
Yeah.
So that drafting is coming back to bite them, is that they gave Callista over. Kid is now the carry. They can put Zatai on that tank, and they can 100% afford to do so, because that combo that we just saw is ridiculous. If they can execute on that, then they are executing on the exact right footing. Qiao's got a pick potential as well in this Skarner. He's just controlling the battlefield to the point where the rest of IG can just walk around and do as they would please. And God forbid someone gets caught, Kid can save them.
Yep.
The only one who can get caught is going to be Kiddy.
I mean, if you thought that last combo was impressive, it's TCT about to get himself killed by Rookie. Uses the ulti. Now he's going to get bumped back in. Really nice ult by Swift. And Rookie is going to die.
That was ridiculous. Swift predicted the flash?
Yeah, I think so.
And then, wow.
Well, every time Swift has tossed out a barrel, the Rookie has immediately flashed out of it.
No, that's just ridiculous.
So he's had a good 60 minutes worth of gameplay to practice.
Swift is a god.
Swift is a god, but this is the thing. He needs to be on playmaking. He needs to be on strong junglers and make plays. He is, for a lot of intents and purposes, the team's primary carry, which is really weird for a jungler, but that's just how Swift plays. It's the same when Clearlove isn't able to make plays from the jungle. Swift needs to be able to do the same, and those are the types of cracker spells you need to be hitting.
Yeah, so with that, we're going to get 2 turrets traded over in addition to those 2 kills, so this is still relatively even. Just the barrel placement is so pristine.
I don't think we need to talk for this one, Seta. Just watch this happen.
Get wrecked.
That
was so
and
sick.
It's into the Alistar knockup. Like, there is some things that just happen, and that is just gorgeous. Everything about that just...
That's like one of those things where you take a pen or a pencil and you bounce it off of the eraser, and then it bounces up and sticks to the ceiling. Just that beautiful, pristine moment.
What?
You've never done that?
No.
Where you like take a pencil with a little pencil with a little rubber eraser and you bounce it.
No. That must be an American. I don't know.
You do it when you're boarding class. And then this pencil sticks to stuff.
I think I played Digimon when I was boarding class.
You could play games in class?
No.
You can bounce a pencil into a roof?
That's what makes it beautiful, because it has to bounce perfectly.
Okay, well, speaking of, that's exactly what Swift apparently did with that explosive pencil rubber cast. And, yeah, look, that's okay.
Look, there's a very specific subset of people, namely those who have gone to a high school.
We'll call
that.
We'll call that one the 2B. That ulti.
The 2B.
No 2 H's.
No, it's got to be B, mate. There's TNT. He's going to clear out the farm.
Oh, is that what you guys
But
call
Callista
pencils
is
here?
looking in. It's a type of blood pencil, I think. From memory. Yeah. Anyway.
Okay, back to League of Legends.
Yeah, let's get back.
On this dragon.
Oh my
IG
God.
still holding a nice cold lead, and the items have just started to come out flush, but actually both sides. Let's have a check-in. Banshee's Veil, Randuin's, that's not Randuin's, Warden's Mail, Merc Treads, Hex Drinker, so very tanky as Doinby steals away the Raptor there. Locket, though, done for Qiao with Merc Treads and that Cinderhawk, and the Rylai's back once more for Rookie, as he's also got the Hex Core. And to round out the IG side of items at least, a Righteous Glory for Kiddies, which is nice, but the QSS, the Runins, and the Blade of the Ruined King done for Kid.
Yeah, Kid is so accelerated with this build. He does so much damage, and you know what? He doesn't even care about the Scuttle Crab.
He's going to give it to Qiao.
Yeah.
He's accelerated to
Respects
the
his
point
jungler.
where he can get a QSS when he really doesn't need one that desperately. But he can afford to do so because there is not even a second item completed here for TNT in response. An efficient item build, granted, Callista has, and this is what's given him more than just the second item advantage. Once the Trinity Force is completed, though, for TNT, then it kind of comes back to even for those two. Mid lane, still fairly even, of course, if you look at Doinby on this Lulu's. Got his 2 big items done, working towards that third one. So about the same, to be honest, as Rookie. I mean, really, this is a good thing because the rest of the members are tanks. And even if they don't have items, they're still tanks. Because you look at them, Gragas with W, Maokai with R, and Alistar with us.
Dragon now being picked up by Invictus Gaming. Zatai might have found himself out of position as the two tanky members of Xiaogu are trying to lock him down. Meganar is going to pop in time, but here comes the Lulu as well. 3-man stun buys him time, but he's got nowhere to go. He's got his leap and his flash. He doesn't quite make it over the wall just yet and goes down to V.
Just buying time for his team. They're in the bottom lane, really shoving out these minions. That was a 3-man commit from Xiaogu for 1 Gnar kill.
That's the epitome of a wet noodle fight, basically. A lot of effort. They don't get the bottom turret, though. The teleports reign supreme in terms of map movements for this instance for a Xiaogu, but they do lose that dragon.
And again, IG scaling up for those dragons. Dragon 3 goes cleanly over to Invictus Gaming this time, and if their dragon control in the first game was anything to look at, it only gets better when you have a Kalista. And you guys sort of hinted at it before, but this is a very, honestly, EDG way to play the game. And I think it's funny to mention that, hey, IG kind of learned from their losses, because this does look a little bit like baby EDG.
Really does, and I mean that's a good thing because EDG right now are performing exceptionally. They beat Invictus Gaming in that regard. So the objective control, the adaptation to the new patch, is all starting to favor Invictus Gaming here, and I think it stems a lot from the drafting phase and how very exceptional they are at getting the draft that they want.
Yeah, support stuff working overtime for IG, that's for sure, as Xiaogu try and keep control over the Baron, but I think they're getting flanked right now. Zatai is going to get the slow Qiao, looking for a pick there as well. GG going to hang out in that brush as Kid's going to meander over as well. But IG more than happy to fight. They've got an item and a gold lead. It's not massive, but they're more than happy to take a full-on fight if that's what Xiaogu really want.
Yeah, it's really only a 4,000, even 3.5 if you want to get into the semantics, difference between these two teams, though. Xiaogu, you know, you've got the Trinity Force now finished. The Rabadon's Death Cap is done on Doinby. The 2 tank items finished now on V. Xiaogu are ready as well. They're just a little bit behind, but this is Xiaogu. This is the team fighting team.
Certainly closer than the last time we were at this point for Dragon 3. But QG just, they can't sit on their hands forever, I think, is the thing here.
They've been sitting on their hands for the Trinity Force, the TNT, because they've got, remember, the one big threat line. They have a Lulu who does a lot of damage, an underrated amount of damage almost, but they need TNT to be doing the brunt of it. The Zeke's is completed, and the fact that they've got the Lulu with the Death Cap is all for TNT, and now that TNT himself has that Trinity Force, that's what they were looking for to actually fight and make that fight work for them. All they're really missing now is a QSS on it.
Interesting to see how everyone's fighting over that Skarner Shrine. Nobody wants to let Qiao have those bonus stats for free, as the vision from IG will control the pit for now, while V and Zatai split on the far side of the map, and everyone backs away for a bit of recall, some fresh stocked items to keep themselves nice and fresh.
Yeah, seems like Baron actually is the next consideration, because again, can't play around the Dragon, not up yet, so IG gonna just have another threat. Like, just playing between the majors, honestly, Dragon and Baron are all IG have been concerned about all series long, and Xiaogu, knowing this, might be able to orchestrate something to try and find a fight that favors them.
It'll have to be. It's going to be more pick-centric. Honestly, Xiaogu should 1-3-1.
Yep.
They just should, because it's a way for them to work around the map. Zatai is okay at side wave management, but it's not going to be to the extent that a 1-3-1 can actually accomplish. I just hope that they look towards doing that and actually open up the map for themselves to make these picks, to put down deeper vision perhaps, or to just force Invictus Gaming to move around.
Well, I think they are afraid of the 1-3-1 right now by putting Lulu away from Kog'Maw. Even though he's got teleport, you open up your Kog'Maw to being destroyed by the dive of the depth charge, of the Skarner, of the rookie laser.
Well, thankfully QSS up now. So some of those things aren't as bad. Some of them are still. Certainly Nautilus is very good against QSS.
Yeah. That's the big thing of this draft, is they picked Nautilus so that it's very easy to lock down a single person. It was in response to the Lulu being there as well. So smart decisions here from Invictus Gaming, but again, I do think the 1-3-1's their best option here, Xiaogu. A direct 5 versus 5 team fight would have to be executed to absolute perfection.
Which we've seen that can do is Qiao looking for a pick. He actually gets a stun onto TCT. Might just ult him, but he's going to wait out the Alistar ult first. Does not use that important cooldown, but good poke there onto the support.
All about the threat. We've seen most Skarners not actually use it, but they have just straight started this Baron, no hesitation.
Whip is over the walls. Zetai's
They
trying
know.
to buy some time. He's got Meganar now. Will he be able to land the stun onto Swift? He's buying even more time. Here comes the teleport as V's getting in there. Baron has been secured. They could try to turn this as Rookie drops the Chaos Storm onto TNT. Zetai lands a stun onto TNT. They're trying to kite it around, but they just can't quite find it. Kid uses the Fate's Call. He tosses them right back in. Swift looks to go low. He's still alive. Finally going to get dropped. TCT's over the wall. Kid has been knocked onto Doinby, but that's not the right way to go. Doinby and TNT are going to run for their lives as TCT does the same.
Got knocked away from TCT.
I saw
Doinby.
I saw that happening slowly, and I was like, TCT.
It's not
You don't
about
want that.
you, man.
You don't
It's
want
not
that.
about you.
Because it's funny. That'd normally be the right thing, right? Okay,
Yeah.
back into my team.
Oh,
Not that
in the
time.
mid lane,
Goodbye.
they're trying to net the kill. Rookie is going to finally kill TCT, and that looks like Kid is running for his life as the rest of them are chasing him down. Whimsy giving so much speed, but Kid healing it right back as he jukes around.
He's so fast.
Buying time. Gosh, TNT is get him. Is he going to catch up? Oh, he just might not.
Still hopping. Might be okay.
Oh, Kid's gonna try turning.
Nope.
Teleport.
Down. No, actually, he's the tie. They're trying to make something happen. He cancels it. Kid eats a Voidoo's, and Doinby's off to the side very low. Qiao going to try and hunt him down now. Doinby's going to meet it. Fracture's going to miss, but Qiao can still run in. Doinby's forced to pop the wild growth, and he will be okay. But Kid's going to steal the blue buff after all that.
I mean, convenient minion
Oh,
waves.
Dragon's up.
Kind of a big deal. Convenient
Yeah.
Gromps as well, actually getting Kid to safety. He hops fast.
Yasuo mode.
Went full Yasuo mode. So very well played there from Kid. A nice teleport as well from Zetai to ensure he was safe and forced the retreat. And I'm honestly surprised Doinby had enough mana to use the Q and the ultimate in one go.
What's Zetai going to push now? It does have the Baron buff, don't forget. Got about a third of its duration left here for Invictus Gaming. They haven't yet breached the walls of Xiaogu's base just yet, but 4 Dragons and a Baron right now. They're going to have plenty to play around, and that gold lead pretty quietly has snuck up here. 8,500 gold. Now the lead for Invictus Gaming. Big bank to spend for Zetai and Qiao now as well. And some of these gold differences are pretty sick, especially about 1,000 to 2,000 up for the solo laners.
Yeah, the big difference is that Zetai and V difference. It's about 2,000 between the 80 carries as well, but Zetai, you know, he's got that double tank item now with the Banshee's Veil and the Randuin's Omen. Now he's got a Phage on top of it. So while he's soaking all of your team's damage during the team fight, he's going to be dishing out some of his own.
I feel like this might be the danger zone though for IG.
It is.
They don't want to overstay it because they kind of did that a little bit in the last game, and this is where Xiaogu really starts to shine.
It's the danger zone because they haven't broken the base. And until the base is broken, the game is not completely unlocked, and Xiaogu are never out of it. It's very important to watch how they perform from here because it's difficult for Invictus Gaming to take free base objectives without trading.
Tier 2's getting knocked down everywhere. 5-2 right now up in turrets as IG continue growing that gold lead. Zetai not going to go in for it, but the rest of the team is coming. Actually, they're going to go straight in for it, but a huge knock up there from TCT. Kid caught out of position, pops the Fate's Call, and there's Nautilus with nobody there to throw himself out to safety. Now QG are going to chase. Chaos Storm is out. They're going to try and disengage. Rookie needs to keep moving. The Rylai's is good. The gravity field's great. Stops the belly bop in midair, and IG only lose one.
Cannot believe they only lost one member right there. Kog'Maw did not have the W available, and that's the biggest factor. There was no kills that he could possibly get. A lot of burst and a lot of peel, essentially self-peel from Rookie, having that Rylai's available. You can use the Chaos Storm and just set it in an area. They're all super slow if they try and get to you. So well played from Xiaogu to make picks. We said it was the danger zone. We can see why.
Yeah, a great pick from Xiaogu. Kid way too far out of position. The wave was shoved up in the mid lane, but we're starting to get to that point for Xiaogu. Yes, they managed to take a pick. They managed to find that, but IG control all the objectives. Every single wave was pushed up. Xiaogu cannot take anything with this, and while that was a nice 300 gold passed back over to Xiaogu, the gold is still even.
And that's the thing. IG know they're just waiting between major buff spawns right now. Dragonfire's going to be up in a couple minutes, and that should be all they really need to either force QG to come to them for a fight or enough power to really break this base and finish this game. IG playing very carefully, very methodically, knowing that everything's on the line here. They have to make sure they play things out because these last 2 games, They've gotten very strong leads. They just don't want to make any big mistakes.
TNT is bottom right now farming, so this top tower is going to go 100%. Not sure what he's doing down there. You would assume waiting for that item, but he didn't even get his last whisper.
6-2 now up in turrets. QG, I think, now have to defend all the turrets that are left because you can give away the tier 2s, but the inhibitors not so much. The tie maybe caught, but he'd probably be okay. He's Nara after all.
They're still going.
Such a tanky champion. Looks like they're turning now onto Qiao, but he wiggles his way to safety. Baron's going to be up in 2 minutes, and Xiaogu will control the area temporarily, but this is just IG taking a breath and saying, all right, we've knocked down all of your inner turrets. Let us get some items, and then we'll come back for the inhibitor.
And items, they do have 4 up for the AD carry and mid laner of IG. And a Black Cleaver now added in because the tires on top of those tank items. Ulti used out. They're going to look in for a Qiao drag. Doinby back in. Massive ult there from Victor, and the gravity field's going to snag too. Doinby somehow lives in and amongst it all. But V, he's going to go down to Qiao. They'll dive forward to tie. Going to get Alistar there as well. The hook lands onto Swift. They're going to keep looking for catches. V and Doinby are bleeding red. And IG get 2 kills and actually make it 3 as Qiao chases down V.
I mean, eventually you would assume he will go down. We'll see.
There we go. Stun. Fracture should be enough. Gonna slap him. TNT gets taken up. He's actually still alive impressively. But Rookie's getting kills on the backside. They're just denying the back at this point.
Oh, what is this?
But IG are on the inhibitor. The inhibitor turret is going down. The inhibitor itself has now dropped.
He's gaining health.
Oh, stun him! Qiao! He doesn't. He can't do it. He knows. He's back in. But it doesn't matter. IG are going to look to end the game. Doinby is dead. B did not make it back, never mind. But TCT is back alive, but IG have absolutely destroyed QG's base. They're still going!
Gaining health!
He is gaining health.
I have no idea what B is doing right now. He's keeping Qiao completely occupied. Here come the rest
B's about to run out of mana, so he can no longer keep up, I don't think.
No, but Qiao keeps funding him spells.
Oh, that's true.
As long as Qiao keeps feeding him, he can just regenerate
okay, here
it back.
comes the tie. This is cheating. The tie is going to clean this one up.
Don't you ruin this moment.
He's ruined it. I'm sorry, Rusty. Goodbye, sweet prince.
Rest in peace, Maokai. 37 to
IG
37,
breathe
45.
a sigh of relief as they finally drop V after blindsiding Xiaogu in the mid lane. Completely caught by surprise as again Zitai lands a huge Gnar ultimate. Qiao found Doinby, pulled him out of the fight. TNT was forced to run for his life as Zitai bounced back. Xiaogu were not prepared for the team fight that IG were going to bring. They saw this coming.
They have just started the desperation Baron themselves. Invictus Gaming, they know there was a pink ward there. So smartly Xiaogu back off, but it's going to be a free objective for them sooner or later. Yep. And honestly, the fact that there is a Skarner at all, they have complete control because the itemization that is forced out of everybody yet again delays power spikes, gives extra spikes to Invictus Gaming because they're strong when there's defensive items being forced.
Yeah, and Callista going to do that dragon. Pretty easy solo for Kid at this point, given that he has pretty much full build. And Dragon's going to die. They'll still be able to take that out. I love that positioning with the hop reset as well. But they're going to stop. Oh, QG actually going to stop Baron. They're going to try for it.
They're putting themselves in a terrible position. The fight breaks out. TNT gets caught by Zitai once again. The barrier keeps himself alive for now, but eventually he's going to go down. Swift falls. Dragon number 5 is just too strong. Kid finally joins up with the rest of his team, and Xiaogu are in complete shambles after that fight.
If it's worth anything, V is super tanky, but they've just teleported in. That's the game.
Yep, they surrender. Zitai was going to finish it off anyway, so Xiaogu give them the good news early. Invictus Gaming go up 2-0 and are 1 game away from the World Championships.
Couldn't ask for a better game 2 here from Invictus Gaming. They look so well-rounded. Everything that they do has a plan. They work on the Dragon. They control the map. Even the side waves are favoring them over Xiaogu right now. It just doesn't feel like it starts in the draft. It just doesn't feel like there is a direct answer from Xiaogu at all.
I think to put it plainly, it doesn't feel like Xiaogu are playing Xiaogu-style League of Legends.
Yeah.
Swift's not getting leads. Doinby's not doing crazy teleports or moves or even just taking people out in lane. TNT's not able to be that aggressive. V's not having the same impact on teleports. Across the board, IG are just playing and executing better, and that starts from the draft, but it ends at that Nexus kill.
It really goes back to Xiaogu's, I feel like their mentality coming into this set. The fact that they're resigned to waiting for the 45-minute Kog'Maw, Juggermaw composition, and then they didn't even perform that composition. They tried to split it up. They ended up falling apart after grouping in the mid lane.
I think the best way to describe it is like levels of Snake.
Yeah.
So like when Xiaogu versus Snake, Snake is Snake. But when Xiaogu versus IG, Xiaogu is Snake. They just struggle. They look for late game. They look for one team fight. But they can't get there because they're losing lanes.
And again, execution's there. Rookie's Victor's been stupid, honestly, and how well he's played in the last 2 games. There are just so many problems. And QG, they tried to go back to basics, I feel like, in that game. But Swift, just pick Lee Sin or something. Yeah. Go really aggressive and just put Qiao in the ground. Because the games you have won traditionally against this team are when you outplay Qiao.
Yeah, they definitely are. And we're actually going to talk a little bit more about that in a minute.
Yeah, let's actually pop out to the war room because that game there's a whole lot of good stuff to cover.